Throughout your homework in my math lab, you'll be asked to determine exact answers and then estimated answers. And this is an important part of learning how to deal with fractions because you always want to be able to determine if your answer makes sense or not. So when we estimate with mixed numbers, whether we are adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, we are going to round our mixed numbers to a whole number. So if the fraction part of the mixed number is less than half, then we'll round down. And I have down in quotations here because we're not really rounding down, we're just leaving the whole number as it is. And then if the fraction part is greater than or equal to 1/2, then we round up to the next whole number. So let's look at some examples. So here I have the mixed number 5 3/7, and we're going to round that to some whole number. So what I do is I look at the fraction part and I ask myself, is this less than 1/2? And the way I figure that out is I compare the numerator to the denominator. And if the numerator is less than half of the denominator, then the whole fraction is less than 1/2. So 3 is less than half of 7, so it's less than 1/2. So remember that half of 7 would be 3 1/2. So 3 is less than 3 1/2. So 3 over 7 is less than 1/2. So when we're trying to estimate an answer, 5 3/7 would round to 5. Now let's look at another example. Suppose we had 6 5/9 and we were asked to make an estimated value if this was part of a problem. So again, we look at our fraction part and we determine whether it is less than or greater than 1/2. And we see that 5/9 is greater than 1/2 because 5 is greater than half of 9. Half of 9 would be 4 1/2, and 5 is greater than that. So, oh gosh, this is wrong. So 6 5/9 would round to 7. We would round up. Now let's look at an example. Let's say we were given this problem where we have 16s and 4/27 plus 12 1/9, and we were asked to estimate a sum. We know how to get an exact answer here, but let's look at estimating. So when we estimate our answer, we look at the fraction part. So for 16ths and 4/27, 4/27 is less than 1/2 because 4 is less than half of 27, and 1/9 is less than 1/2. Okay, so our estimated sum would be the sum of the whole numbers. So 16 plus 12 would be 28. So that would be our estimated sum. That's how we get our estimated sum. And when we get our actual number, when we compare this to our actual number, it should be close to 28. It doesn't even have to round to 28, but it should be in the same ballpark as 28.